Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookie Decorating Live with Hani and Friends. I'm Hani. Nice to see you guys. Welcome, everyone. I am your host and also founder of Hanielas.com, my sweet little food blog. Oh, how is it going, guys? Let's see who is here today. Hello, hello. We're also streaming to Instagram today, folks. So if you're watching on Instagram, let us know. I don't know if I can see your comments though, if you posted on Instagram, so you can come on over to YouTube and you can check it out on YouTube if you wanted to do that. That'd be great. Hello, Elisa. Hello. Hi, Charlie. Nice to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Hello, Byron. Oh, I try to be as enthusiastic as I possibly can. Thank you very much. Hi, Heather. Hello, Chattanooga. How is the weather? How are the leaves and the beautiful, beautiful landscape where you are? I'm so jealous. Hello, Jen. Hello. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. 9445. Hello, hello, hi. Hello, Kathy, California. Hi, Kathy. Yes, it's looking a lot like Christmas here today. Guys, today I'm going to show you how to make Christmas cookies. I know we are just about 1 week away from Thanksgiving, but I know probably everybody's thinking also Christmas. So I wanted to get a head start. Hi, Sally. Hello, Kathy. We're also streaming, guys, on YouTube, and this is a little confusing. I'm using StreamYard to stream the streaming service, and so there are two videos on YouTube. So one is vertical if you're watching on phone, and one is traditional horizontal landscape video. So I see some of the viewers are joining in from the vertical video, and some are from landscape. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. I'm sure you're very busy now with the Thanksgiving coming up. Hey, Colleen. Oh, the leaves are just about gone. Until next year. Hello, Stephanie, Illinois. Nice to see you. Some new names popping up here. Guys, so few things happened over the course of 2 weeks. We haven't seen each other, so let me just recap quickly. You also have gotten your weekly newsletter. So if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, let me grab a link. Let's see. And right now, when you sign up for the newsletter, this link that I'm going to put in the comment section is sign up form for the general my blog. But then there is also a separate newsletter that's for cookie decorating. So when you sign up for this form that is coming to you right now, you will get an email explaining two different newsletters. And when you sign up for the cookie decorating newsletter, you'll get a 3D house template. Oh, I'm wasting your time. I'm sorry. Well, you might as well leave. I'm wasting your time. I'm sorry. This is not an energy I'm looking for. It's a free live stream, so if you have nothing nice to say, you don't have to be here. Okay, guys. So things that happened on Patreon. This is a new tutorial that's on Patreon. You guys can check it out if you're members of Patreon. And also I have two more tutorials coming early December. Those are already finished. I put out a sneak peek there. And exciting news, if you missed it, I released my very first ebook. This ebook covers everything. Oh, it's a wrong slide. Everything about cutout cookies. And when you purchase now, you get a bonus. So there's a link. I think there's a link in the description, and I'm going to. I think it's also in a newsletter. That I will put a link to the newsletter in a second. And let's see, the newsletter. I think the link is there. Yes, the link is here. So get my ebook, and it's available on Patreon for now. You can check it out there. And today we're decorating round cookies because I think it's a great way to get started. If you're just starting with cookie decorating, you don't need extra shapes. You can just use round shape. And what's great about these designs is that they're all done with wet on wet, meaning you just need one. Well, in this case, we're going to be using two consistencies, but for the designs, you're just going to need one consistency, about 10 to 15-second consistency for these. So let me go ahead and get started with the first design, and let's see if I can, okay, grab it here. All right, so, okay, let's do a little camera dance. All right, so I'm starting here, guys, with outline. This is about 20-second consistency. Because we're going to use fluid icing, like I said, 10-second for this project, I wanted to make sure that my icing is not going to overflow my cookie. So this little border that is about 20-second is thick enough to keep that icing in. Obviously, you don't want to add too much icing on the cookie, but it's going to help significantly keep the icing from falling all over the place. So we're going to use several different colors. In this design, I'm starting with dark green, and I'm going to use my scribe here. It's a little dark. I don't know what happened there, but okay, hopefully you can see clearly what's happening on the screen. All right, so now I think I'm just looking for some colors. Oh, yep, I adjusted the screen. I'm going to show you two ways of doing a really simple Christmas or holiday. Oh no, this is not the wreath, sorry. This is the Christmas tree. Oh, there's another one with the green, I think. So this one, we're using three colors, red, pink, and white. And I'm just gonna paint these lines, alternating the colors. And you wanna kind of taper it so it looks like a triangle. And this is a really forgiving design because even if you make the line, a little bulky, like I always talk about that first moment when you're piping, you see these last two lines at the bulb. It's okay because we're going to use our scribe tool to put this all together. So now take your scribe tool and run it from the bottom up, just the tip of the scribe tool for the icing. And since it's still wet, you can see it's going to create a seamless design. You can leave it like this, or you can also run it by the side. This is going to help kind of smooth those bulky areas. Now for the trunk, you can switch to a different color. So just add a line of dark green there, and then use your scribe tool, gently kind of push it upwards. And now we're going to add a few more details, and these are going to be done with yellow. With some dots on the tree. And then you could leave it like this, or you can also decorate around the tree. And you can also make a little star at the very top. And now we have to shape the dot into a star. So use your scribe tool and shape it into a star. All right. So now if you'd like to, you can complicate things and add more. I really like the highlight with the white. So I'm adding some white dots. These are just randomly placed. You can make them smaller, bigger. All right, so this was the first design. In the next design, we're not going to be showing how to ice the cookie because it's pretty redundant. It's the same thing. Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, this person. Okay. Yeah, I don't. We don't tolerate mean people, right? Hello, Doreen. How is it going? Okay. So in the next design, we're going to do. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. This is the green one I think I was talking about. Oh, no, it's not. This is the snowflake. So I'm using green as my base. It's very dark green and then red. So you saw me doing the first dot in the middle to find my bearings, and then we can pipe dots around it. And now I'm using my scribe tool, moving the dots towards the outer edge, and then we're going to also move the dots towards the middle edge, the center dot. This way we'll create this lovely kind of like a almost floral design. And then we can add another element with white. So starting with the dot and then adding lines. You can see I'm starting with a short line and it's getting longer and longer towards the edge of the cookie. Hello to Brazil. How is it going? Oh, we have two Brazilians here. And these, because they are wet on wet, they're once you get hang of it, you don't have to do all the designs. That's the thing. You can just find the one you like, and more you do it, faster you get and better you get at it. So pick one, maybe the reef or I don't know, snowflake, or the one we did in the beginning, the tree, and you do 10 and it will be easier as you go. When you do it first time, it's a little, you're unsure and you don't know how it's going to look. But as you do it more times, it gets easier. When you're running the scribe tool through these very narrow sections, just be mindful of that. Don't do it very quickly. You don't have to do it like an energized bunny. It can be just slow movement to get that white in there. All right. So now let's see if I can find, I wanted to show you, okay, here we go. I think this is the one. Yes, so this is the reef. We're going to do two reefs. I have to tell you that I'm going to tell you which one I prefer. So this one I'm dropping, this can be smaller, bigger, it doesn't really matter. We're going to kind of run scribe through and it's going to come all together. So now I'm going to add darker dot, partially covering. You can add two dots in certain areas too, doesn't really matter. Again, your icing needs to be fluid. If it's not fluid or if your base is crusted, this is not going to work very well. Now I'm going to add straight lines like this. I'm using tipless bags, but if you'd like, you could use a piping bag fitted with a piping tip. I suggest using number 1 piping tip. Now I'm just going to add few dots with white. I like the highlight that the white provides. And now here comes the magic. So just try to aim for the middle of the whole design and you'll see it transform instantly. That's what I love about wet on wet. So this is the first reef. You're done with this. Well, not really. You can add the yellow dots, but it's not necessary. In the second reef, I actually prefer that design. It's much quicker than this one. Hello, Jackie. Do you have recipe for this icing? Yes, I do. It's you see the ticker running at the bottom, Haniela's. The recipe can be found on the blog. Let me see if I have a link here. Maybe somebody who is watching, can you guys grab a link from my blog, Royal Icing? I also have small batch royal icing, regular batch. Oh, so let me just go back to this. So you saw me doing the zigzag with the dark green and then coming in with lighter green and making zigzag over. This is so quick, guys. This design is super quick. And then you can just run the scribe through. And that's the whole magic. Again, you could add red or orange or whatever, not orange, pink or gold to this to make it more festive. Or if you have some sprinkles, maybe you can wait. What you could do if you wanted to get more dimensional. You could wait for this to dry and maybe add few lines or few dots on top of it. That will give it more kind of a dimension. Otherwise, you can keep it like this, and it's flat. There's nothing that is raised on this because all the icing is sinking in. Let's see. The recipe I'm looking, I don't think I have a link here. I'm just going to see if it's here. Oh, royal icing recipe. It's actually, if you click on the QR code now, I switched it to a royal icing recipe. I don't know if I can, yeah, so the code will take you to my recipe for royal icing for this moment. Okay, so which one do you guys prefer? The first one? I mean, I already told you which one I prefer because it's faster. I like the second one because it's much faster. The first one is slightly different. You are getting a slightly different design, but if you are looking at this, if you wanted to do it really quickly, this second design will give you, I think, really quick results. You like both. It's voodoo witchcraft. It's almost. I know it looks like icing sorcery, but it's quite simple. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the like painting techniques. They're really mesmerizing, something like this. So let's see if we can get this one removed, and let's bring this one to the stage. Okay, so this one we already iced. That's the first step, and the icing is still wet. So remember, you have to make sure that the layer underneath is still wet. If it's not wet, it's not going to work. If it's crusting, if your icing is crusting too quickly, check your ambient temperature, or maybe you have a fan running close by, or maybe you are too close to your furnace, or maybe your icing is too thick. So that's why it's crusting quickly. You could also try adding a little bit of white food coloring. It helps delay the crusting. Now I'm going to run a scribe tool through this. So initially I was going to pipe the lines, but then I decided to run a scribe tool first and then pipe the additional lines. So again, I'm starting from the outer edge coming towards the middle, and now we're going to add those extra lines in there between, so we can kind of form a full snowflake, if you will. You really like the first wreath. Amazing. I find it took so long. I guess I'm so impatient these days. So I'm just repeating the same thing. Sorry, it's a bit dark. Oh, I know what happened. It was a cloudy day, and as soon as it got clouds were in a way, it got a little dark in my studio. So notice I'm not really going about the dot. I'm starting the pool in the middle of that dot. And that way it creates a really nice teardrop shape. If I start above it, it will create a heart shape. And now we can add some pink dots in between. Oh, what happened here? It's not running. Froze, something froze. Okay, let's see if I can go back. Okay. So now I'm adding red into the pink, and we're going to shape it. Remember we did the first design with green and red in the middle? So this is basically the same thing. You can shape these into a teardrop shape first, and then if you decide to go in an opposite direction, it will give you a different pattern, like so. Almost like a cat eye, like squinting eyes, Guys, are you planning on making any gingerbread houses this year? So I'm going to take this off the screen, and I wanted to bring this up because I know many of you have grandchildren and children. So it's a good idea to get a head start on gingerbread. And this is a really popular recipe with kids. This is my honey cookie recipe. And I would say it's a lot cheaper than traditional gingerbread recipe because it doesn't have molasses. Traditional gingerbread has a lot of molasses, and sometimes kids don't find it very appetizing because it's so robust. So this one has honey, but not a whole lot of honey. Just I think the batch has 3 tablespoons. And what you can do, you can build a house for a party. Let's say you want to have a decorating party, and you can make a couple of these, and then everybody can chip in and decorate the house with candies. That way, it's kind of like instantly there. You don't have to wait for the panels, to you don't have to build it, assembling, and all that. So that's kind of a additional time. So just a suggestion: if you decide to build it ahead of time, give it about 8 hours of drying time, and then have some candies ready, some icing, so you guys can have fun decorating it, and everybody can chip in. And this is a recipe that I have on my blog. In this recipe, traditional recipe uses 1 teaspoon of baking soda, but for the gingerbread houses, I use quarter to 1/8 of a teaspoon or quarter teaspoon. Oh, you're welcome. Oh my gosh, yes, most of these would work for next week's celebrations. Yes, except one, except one that we haven't done yet, and that's the candy cane. But I think the wreath definitely wreath. If this design is pretty much timeless. For you could do it Valentine's Day, yeah, fall. Um, Even if you have, let's say, graduation, you could use the school colors or anything for the wreath. Yeah, it's great for the wreath. Okay. All right. So let me take this off screen, and if I can. Okay, here it is. There it is. And also, guys, royal icing recipe. There is a new video on YouTube, I believe. Let's see if I have this one. This is a small batch for icing, and the video on YouTube uses, I have 2 recipes there, right? With meringue powder and fresh egg whites. I often get asked, how do you make royal icing with fresh egg whites? It's super simple. You need to get, obviously, eggs from a credible source. You don't want to risk salmonella poisoning. Or you can get eggs that are pasteurized in shell eggs, and they come packaged like this, at least in the United States. So you can ask if they have those, and those are safe to use because they have been pasteurized, and there shouldn't be no risk of salmonella poisoning. Otherwise, yeah, I use fresh egg whites to make royal icing very often, actually, and I find it for specifically for gingerbread houses, it's um, it's stronger than traditional than meringue based. So it just the protein in egg, like it's just much stronger than from the meringue. So I like to use it when I build the house because it. I have some houses that I've had for couple of years at least built with this sugar cement. Yeah, I'm glad that you like it. Okay, so we have a few more to go. This one is pretty standard, but I wanted to show you this one. We're going to include the outlining and flooding. So again, those of you who are joining in now, I am doing wet on wet realizing decorating on all of these round cookies. They're all Christmas themed, but like Heather suggested, if you use different colors, they can be used for different seasons and different holidays. And to make this work, I'm using about 10-second consistency icing to create these seamless designs and patterns on my cookies. And to make sure that the icing doesn't overflow, I am using a little bit of a border that I piped with about 20-second consistency icing. And this is going to help keep that icing from overflowing. Just keep in mind, if you're adding a lot of additional icing on top of the base, there is still a risk of overflowing. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to add another, exactly the same amount of icing on top of this because it will most likely overflow. And now we're going to do, I don't think you can guess what I'm going to do. It's going to be the classic. One of my favorite is Bell, probably second after gingham. This is my second favorite. And it is, I'm grabbing a color. Can you guys guess? Any guesses coming in? It's a plaid season. We did plaid cookies a couple of weeks ago. So I didn't like what happened there, so I'm going to fix it. I was tempted to delete this, but then I decided, no, I'm going to keep it so you can see that this happens, and it's pretty easy to fix. What happened there was a bubble in my icing, air bubble, and when you're piping a line and the air bubble comes out, it breaks the line. So it's just unfortunate it happened right there. Hello, Angie. How is it going? If it does break, unless you mess up the design, then it's unfortunate. But you can still save it if for whatever reason the line goes, crazy on you and it's like all over the place. Don't despair. Maybe you can save it with a transfer, or you could. I have an idea that I'll show you when we are done with this. You could stencil. I have a cute little stencil, holiday stencil joy. You could stencil joy over it, and then maybe add a flower or something like that to hide any kind of mistake if it does happen. No, it happens to everyone, Heather. It happens to everyone. I think what you see on internet. It's not real. Not on social media. Occasionally, you'll see a real life, but everybody is usually sharing their best. So I think it's important to understand that it does happen. Yes, you could add some sprinkles. Have any of you used the bowl? Okay, I can't see very well. Have any of you used the bowl singles for eyes or wet icing and found that they bled through? Oh, so try to look for the CK brand, I think. Yes, a lot of them bleed, but I believe the CK brand doesn't bleed. Yes, happy accidents. Okay, so what I was going to, let's see if I can hide this. I was going to suggest, where is my blood? Here it is. So let's, oh, bleeding is your biggest scare with cookies like this. Oh, really? Try to let your icing, your colored icing, especially when working with dark colors, try to let it rest. Um, so the color kind of matures, and avoid using too much food coloring. Also, what kind of food coloring are you using? Some food colorings are more prone to bleeding than others. And also the drying time, if it takes too long for your icing to dry, this can happen if when you add too much food coloring, it's just going to, cause bleeding, or it can cause bleeding. Yes, I understand that yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. You use them on the ghost, black eyes, black ball sprinkles, and or you use all the colors. So I wonder which ones are you experiencing color bleed more. But the black pearls or balls that you're looking for, I think CK brand makes the one that don't really bleed like the ones that I've had before. So let me just switch this. You guys can see where you can do that. Can you hear me clicking? Okay, come on. What's going on? I can. Oh, okay. I know what's going on. All right. Let's see if I can. Here we go. Remove, and I have to bring in my my hands. All right. My hands are here. Okay. All right. So here are my hands, and this is the cookie that we just decorated. And what you can do a stencil over it. This is a joy stencil. I believe this one is from Sweet Sugar Bell, but I'm sure there are many holiday stencils. Maybe all you have to do is make the cookies slightly larger if it's a larger stencil. But I think this would look really nice with black joy over it, or maybe if you make the plaid with different colors, lighter colors, pastel colors, so the joy kind of comes up a bit more. So that's an idea that you guys can do. And let's see, I think we have we did this, we did, I don't know, yes. All right, I think we are ready to do one actually live. So all these were pre-recorded, as you guys know. I tried to do some stuff pre-recorded for you because then it's slightly sped up so we can do more. But now we're going to do one that definitely, well, I guess if you use different colors, you could get away even for Thanksgiving. Okay, so let's see if I have all the colors ready. Oh yeah, the Wilton Black Pearls, yes. Oh no, PME. Sorry, Karen. Thank you. PME are also the ones that they are good, and yeah, CK brand. Oh, this one is already separated. So let me massage this. What's your experience? Do they bleed? Color bleed on wet icing? If you add to certain ones, I have to say the Wilton makes the ones that are they're like shimmery. Those I found that those bled for me anyway, but the rest I was fine with. But the shimmery ones, they're the ones that are slightly bigger. They're not the standard size, but the shimmery ones, they not the big shimmery ones, but like I don't have them here with me, but yeah, some will bleed. But the standard ones that I would get, no, no problem. Okay, this one is already separating. So what I'm doing now, I'm just massaging the bag and also kind of, stretching my fingers because I see some separation. You can tell that it's separated because it has darker streaks throughout the bag. Okay, so here I've got, this is my 20-second. Oops, let me switch the camera. Okay, so this is my 20-second. And here, the rest of the colors, oh, it's freezing. The rest of the colors are 10-second consistent. Let me get the scribe ready. Two scribes. Oh, and I also have to switch my gear because I can't see a thing. Okay, oh, and this one has to be slightly bigger. Oh, not open. So to cut the tipless piping bag, I always find the seam, I press it down the middle, and then I make the opening. You don't want to cut here, obviously. You want to make it small. You can always make it bigger. Just keep in mind this is flat consistency, so it comes out fairly quickly when you squeeze the bag. Okay. I'm going to come in with my thicker scribe here. Oops. Thicker scribe to smooth the icing quickly, because if you use a fine needle kind of a scribe, Takes a while for the icing to get smooth. Now we're going to come in with white. Oh, I forgot this one. Oops. Many of you have done this probably. Are you guys familiar with this? What are you seeing? Now we're gonna come in with red. Oh, let's add one more. Now what we're gonna do, we're going to run the scribe tool just by the edge here, all the way. Now we wanna go up. And I'm gonna go this way one more time like this. And that's your, can you guys see anything? Because I feel like it's freezing on my end. Oh, and here's my little sample. So what I did here, I added now with the scribe, I'm going to go through like so. And now we can add so these are all elements that you've seen me do throughout. We use this on snowflakes, also on a wreath. The only one that you didn't see me do is the holy leaf. So for the holy leaf, I'm just going to pipe a leaf like this. And then if you'd like, you can outline it with lighter green. And then we're just going to pull out. And now all we have to do is add some berries. And these, you could wait for this to crust, or you can add them right after. I'm adding a dot of pink in there for some highlight. And then another thing you could do is, if this wasn't enough for you, you could add some white dots. These white dots, these could be done also afterward. And then you could add sending sugar. Or what you can do, another thing is, if you wanted to maybe accentuate the candy cane after it dries, you can take white white icing and outline and dip it in white sending sugar or red sending sugar, and that's going to bring that candy cane a little bit up, so you can see even better. All right, let me see. Oh, it's a little bit of freezing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I am hardwired here, so I don't understand what's happening. Yeah, your videos are not hesitating. Oh, I love how you put that. Oh, that's funny. The cookie is about 1/4 inch thick, although these may appear slightly thinner because I try to save as much cookie dough as possible. But generally, I like to do 1/4 inch thick. And these are the questions that you can find in my ebook, guys. Let's see. So let me bring this up. This ebook is 67 pages long. So these are just some pages that I put together. That this is the beginning index. But there you'll find a lot of different solutions for your problems. We cover all the ingredients, how to make the dough, and why your cookies spread, and what kind of baking sheets I recommend. should you use parchment or perforated mats, or is it a big deal if you don't have perforated mat? How to color dough, how to make special cookies, and there's also a list of my favorite cutout cookie recipes. So this book is available in my Patreon group. Let's see, Patreon is here. Okay, here we go. I can put the link there. You can find it in my shop there. And let's see, I'm gonna put it in there. How far down do you go with the scribe? Not too far, not too far, especially oh, with designs like the candy cane. You just want to go really, here's the scribe. It's still lagging, isn't it? So you want to just go just the tip of the scribe, really. You don't want to go further. You for these designs, especially the very delicate ones, with the reef, you can go a little deeper, but you don't need to go all the way down to the cookie. You don't need to scratch the surface of the cookie. Oh, we have a problem with Facebook. Okay, nothing new. Oh, I love it. How your our videos are hesitating. Charlie, this is brilliant. I don't know what's going on. Why it's freezing. Maybe there is a slow connection or something. Guys, I also have a really interesting video that I wanted to see if you can have a look. Sally sent us something, so let's have an icing break. All right, so Sally made a lot of cookies over the last 2 weeks. Sally is a regular in the comment section. She's a very generous baker. She donates all her bakes to local hospice and also homeless shelter. So on Mondays and Fridays, she makes a lot of people happy. So let's have a look. These are beautiful. I love the heart. And these are for fall. Perfect little bagan and also a cupcake with a wafer leaf. So many different designs, Sally. Amazing. This it's actually on Sally's blog. You have to check it out. She has a cookie blog and also a savory blog. And next time I have to make sure that I have a link to your blog so we can share it here. Yes. I want to decorate some Christmas cookies so bad, but I'm afraid the icing will be too hard by then. Oh, you can put it in a freezer. You can put your icing, if you make icing now, especially the colors that are really hard to achieve, like the red and like this red, I would definitely put it in a freezer if I wasn't using it now to make sure that I have some red for Christmas. The only thing that happens in the freezer is that the icing becomes a bit more fluid. So you have to then add some fresh icing to it to make sure that you get the right consistency. For example, let's say you put in a 20-second consistency icing, it can come down to 15, 10-second consistency around there. I suggest or recommend only freeze the same icing maximum of 3 times. After that, usually there are some sugar crystals forming and crystallization is happening, so that's not ideal. After that I would just use them for flooding, add some more fresh icing if you wanted to save some color. Let's say you don't want to, let's say black is super hard to get, so if you have some black icing and you don't want to bother making another batch of black, you can freeze it. Prepared colored royal icing, meringue based, will last for a month in the fridge. Fresh egg, if you're using a fresh egg white, it's I'd say 2 weeks. 2 weeks, just because we are working with fresh egg white. meringue based 4 weeks in the fridge, no problem for me anyway. But like I said, you can freeze it. When it's in a fridge, though, make sure, or even in a freezer, make sure that you bring it to room temperature. Okay, you don't want to, when it's in the fridge, it kind of firms up a little bit. So you might be thinking you have the right consistency, but it may be off. Just make sure you let it come completely to room temperature. Oh, this was a question for Sally. Won't the icing on the cookies become too hard? Actually, some people, from what I understand, prefer frozen cookies. There's You lose some of the crispiness, but something happens in the freezer when they freeze and they defrost that they become. Some people prefer that texture over the freshly baked cookies. All right, guys. So we have actually one more live before we part ways until next year. I can't believe this. It's on December 3rd, I believe. December 3rd. So I hope you guys have wonderful Thanksgiving. Let me see if I can remove this screen. Okay. And, okay, I'm here. Hello, hello. So there is a really cute. I'm gonna bring this up. Oh, it's not happening. Okay. There's a. Wanted to try something. Oh, there. So this is a Thanksgiving banner they have here in Streamer. I thought I would bring this up. Just wish you all happy Thanksgiving, guys. Those of you who are celebrating, I hope your turkey turns out great. It's it's not dry or anything. I don't make turkey here. I only attempted to make turkey once, whole turkey. I mean, I follow the recipe by famous chef, and I failed. This was years ago. So I decided no, never again. I'm just gonna use some turkey, maybe meat or something like that, but not a whole turkey. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Sally. And I will see you again on December 3rd. I believe we're going to make Christmas cookies again. I already have a design in mind, and I think you're going to like it. You're going away to New Jersey, so enjoy. Have a safe trip. If you're traveling, guys, be safe. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.